What's up, guys? It's David the Water Davian here. There's been something on my mind lately. Something, not just lately, but just in general, for many months now. And it's kind of, I've been trying to come to a decision on something, and it's been, I've been torn on this, okay? And that decision is basically to split the channel. Okay, so right now, Vicarious Ventures as a brand, we have our Patreon content, our NPC guides, and basically everything related to Waterdeep. But our main channel is a live play channel. And I occasionally do things that are related to, characters from our live play and stuff like that. But, essentially it was like a little mini version of like a lot of these shows, like Critical Role and Dimension 20 and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it's been almost 2 years now, and it's not really taking off quite how I would hope. And, I was hopeful that, there would be enough traction and that the quality would be enough to speak for itself. But unfortunately, it's just a massive project trying to do, like 3+ hour edits. They take me, exponentially longer than it would for like a shorter form content video, like if I'm making a 10 or 15 minute video. So essentially, I just want you guys to know right now, like, don't freak out. But I am going to be launching a new channel. What does this mean for fans of the channel right now? And what does it mean for Patreons? Well, if you are a Patreon, then that you are in luck, because I'm not going to stop putting out my NPC guides. I'm not going to stop cranking out new content like my world building stuff that I'm going to be putting out, okay? But what I'm going to do is anything that has to do with long form content is going to be on this new channel. So if I do a long form interview with somebody, that's going to go on there. If I put out episodes of just our audio only podcast, that's going to go on there. If it's the Dragon Heist live play episodes, it's going to go on there. But I don't want you guys to worry about the existing content that's out there. All of the episodes that are currently on our channel are going to stay up, okay? They're going to stay on a playlist that's called, like Season 1. And it's essentially like the first chapter of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. That's all going to be on there. But what I'm going to start with is to kick off the other channel, I'm going to do like a supercut. And what that means is I'm going to take multiple episodes and put them all together and slap them together on a big upload, a really long episode, a supercut of the Season 1 stuff. And all the comments that people left on the original videos are going to be kind of popping up. Kind of like when you're watching like a director's cut, like a director's commentary or a DVD back in the day, the bonus stuff where, you see extra little tidbits pop up, or like, Amazon X-Ray. Basically, it's just you're going to see the comments pop up on that. So you'll still be able to find all of the Season 1 stuff on our channel, the original Vicarious Ventures channel, but there's going to be a Vicarious Ventures live play as well. And that's going to be cool too, because I'm going to also be able to do one-shot stuff on there. If I want to try out a different system, like Peter's system from Tales from Elsewhere, or I want to try running a one-shot in, the Drakkenheim setting with the Dungeon Dudes, or I want to try Daggerheart, or I want to do my own homebrew stuff, or just whatever. If we want to try to do Chuck Tingleverse and fun stuff, all that stuff can go on to the long-form channel. And the reason why I'm having to do this is because, when YouTube tries to recommend our videos, and somebody just finished watching a short form content video and it recommends like a 3-hour long, episode from our latest episode of our Dragon Heist campaign, that's not really good for the algorithm. And, I hate to have to cater to the algorithm, but, that's just how it is. So I think what the long-term plan here is that the short form content stuff will really take off, because I know it will. I know exactly what to do as my strategy. So I'm excited about that. And I have, at this point, I've been DMing for a little bit, for a couple years now. And I feel comfortable actually putting out content, giving out my advice based off how it's been for me playing. So on the main channel, it's going to stay Vicarious Ventures. And what you're going to see is that there's going to be content that's like reviews of products, like what's on the horizon for TTRPG stuff. And you're also going to see other short form content that's a lot easier, just little digestible chunks of stuff. So yeah, the type of stuff that you'll see on the main channel is short form content, and that short form content is going to be like quick reviews that I do on upcoming products, and I'm going to be testing them and experimenting with them, and yeah, putting the long form version of that stuff on the other channel. but I'm going to be trying to come out with a lot more like tips videos and like advice videos and just discussion videos, and that are just short form, really tight topics that I think will, get people to start watching the main channel more. And then if I have a really good example of something that I want to use from our campaigns, I can send them over to the long form content. So that's the strategy for right now. And I think that for Patreon people, you're still going to see me doing my guides and everything. But what's really exciting about this is that I can actually do the guides with like a video kind of walkthrough. So I'm really excited actually to kind of just put out these more like kind of raw, less edited versions of things that won't take me like 60 or 70 hours to edit, and I'll just kind of put them out there of me walking through, like, how did I run the Yawning Portal? What are all the different kind of quests that you can put out? And, I can kind of go through for DMs and say, hey, if you're starting a Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign and you're trying to like do this location, here's me like doing a video walkthrough using my stuff from like Foundry and like my digital assets, and I'll have the maps pulled up, and I'll just kind of give you like a all one-stop shop for like everything that comes to my mind for running it. All the different options for like what I did, maybe what I thought of afterwards that would have been really cool, but I never got the chance to run it because the players went in another direction. So I'm really looking forward to doing like tutorial content on the long form channel, less recording or less editing involved with that. And then also doing like, experimental one-shots and things like that. So I'm actually really excited for the prospect of the long form channel too, but the primary focus will be on the short form stuff right now, because I can get that stuff out and keep on feeding the algorithm and telling it like what kind of channel we are basically, and not confusing it by doing long form and short form. So anyways, hope this has been a enlightening video. It's been, something that's been on my mind. It's been something that's been on my mind for a while, and it wasn't really until I went down to Gen Con and I started talking with other content creators, and it was just one of those things where I'm talking with somebody. I'm talking with Stephanie from Stephanie Plays Games, and it was right outside of a panel that I was on, that I wasn't on, but I was reporting on, and yeah, just by talking with these content creators, I talked with Stephanie, and she's basically just like, like I was a business major, and like, yeah, like you can do, you have to kind of pick your niche. And I had known that for a while now. Like I've known for a while now that I need to, stick with a very niche kind of thing for YouTube. You need to specialize and stuff like that. And I would have loved to be the one-stop shop for all my TTRPG stuff for my channel, but it's better for us to split it. And it'll be better and more focused for everybody that way. And, it's kind of funny because one of my mentors for when I first started out DMing was the Dungeon Dudes. And the Dungeon Dudes are kind of the OG content creators who, they came out at a good time. They've been around for a while too. And they have just done that with their channel where they do the tips videos and the long form content, but they never split it, right? I think that they're actually doing well in spite of that. I think they probably should have spun it off, but that would have been very difficult for them once they reached a critical mass, right? Because they don't want to lose people by splitting their channel. Luckily for us, we don't have that many people who are like subscribed to our channel. So, I think it's better now to have the growing pains where I split the channel now rather than wait till later when we have a bunch of people and it's very jarring. And I have to redo all of my links and stuff like that for like, when, check out this channel or check out that channel. And, but the website will have that all on there. And by the way, if you guys haven't checked it out, we have a new website. It's called vicariousventures.quest. You can check out all of our stuff on there, and it will send you to whatever channel you need to go for short form stuff or long form stuff. So I'm thinking this would be really good actually for the long-term prospect of the channel, and also for my own sanity as I, start to grow and I can start affording to hire editors, and then I can go back to some of my own creative projects with the long form stuff and go back to that stuff that I like to make but takes a little bit longer, and the release dates are a little bit more flexible than when I have to keep on cranking out stuff every single week, one or more videos per week like you have to do on YouTube nowadays. So that's the announcement. I'm going to be splitting things up, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. If you guys got any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And, if you have any ideas for things that I can feature on the long form content channel, the live play stuff, feel free to let me know.